Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. I'm Fresmal, and today we're back with some MoonLighter. Yes, it's been a while. Welcome back to my humble store. Okay, what is the plan? What have I been doing? It's been long enough where I have literally forgot everything. But I think, for now, we've got some stuff we need to do. So, first of all, let's just double check what is on our thing we need to complete. Because we missed all both those. We're on the 28th. We need to get some seeds, 5 of them, and then cores, and more cores. I think I've got the seeds right. We've already got the seeds sorted. Let's double check that to make sure. Because I'm an idiot at all times. So I got 1 seed there. And 5 seeds. Okay, we've got 5 seeds, so we just need the cores next. And I have 2 cores so far. So we've got 2 cores we're looking for. Oh yeah, we've got the ring there. That needs to go into the actual main chest. Keep all the rings all in the same place, because we need to make sure that we can. Like, what does that one do anyway? Health display, boost defense power. Because we got all the kind of cool rings I prefer, like anti-poison and things like that, and anti-confusion. But yeah, kind of don't have much time today, so we're going to do something a little bit simpler, and I felt like I haven't been playing this game as much as I should be, so we're back. That we are. I was actually, speaking to some friends about some of my time off I had before I became ill, and we really got talking about me and my mates playing some Dungeons & Dragons again, and we had like an entire campaign, and I might have mentioned this like in another video, that I had a setup for a cleric character that essentially like the god that I kind of like worshipped or believed in and was getting all my powers from and everything else as well, was me from the future, like my character from the future, which is really interesting and kind of a cool way of doing it, right? Because it meant that we were kind of getting all the abilities and stuff that I would get anyway, but I was getting them for myself, which, you know, timey-wimey stuff makes an absolute nightmare to track, but it also meant that I could get, like, insight from myself in the future, which was kind of cool, right? So if we need, like, stuff to check on, we can do it that way. An upgrade to my shield, I guess. Take both of those. Is that an upgrade? Yes, it kind of is. Like, not in the way I wanted it to be, but still. So yeah, I was kind of enjoying it, because, like, I could play the character, and it's like, oh yeah, I've been told by, like, it's kind of a thing, like, I didn't know that it was me from the future, because, like, my character doesn't, but that is the person that I end up, receiving all the blessings and everything else from. Makes him less narcissistic, but like, my character did that to kind of, like, allow me to get strong enough to kind of save the world as such, yeah? Like, that was the whole point. So it's like, when we couldn't quite solve a puzzle, stuff like that, the DM, who was obviously in charge of the deity that I believed in, was just like, come on, dude. Like, the answer's right over there. You know, in that sort of, like, sarcastic tone that my character would end up probably telling other people, like, guys, why don't you know the answer? Which is kind of funny. I come to realize as well, like playing D&D, I'm in it more for the story and stuff, and like that aspect, and because I find that that's more entertaining. Poison sword. Yeah, I get poisoned. So I really did kind of enjoy that, and it was really nice to kind of just like spend the day just playing like a giant D&D session for like 12 hours, essentially. It was madness. Then afterwards, some of the friends I managed to we managed to get some of the Innistrad remastered cards out and managed to basically play a sealed tournament with each other, which was kind of nice. Like, I enjoyed doing that. Like, I'm nowhere near, like, got a collection or anything else as well, so I've kind of got to, like, redo that, which is going to be a bit of an annoyance. Which is going to cost me money, you know, as it will. Not much I can really do about that, to be honest. If it costs me money, it costs me money, right? I would like it to not cost me money, but any form of hobby is very annoying. And I've got to find, like, an actual, bunch of people that play, a community, right, around in my local area. So I used to do it, like, in, other places, and I don't know if there is one around where I live, so that's on my list of stuff to do, right? So I can, like, kind of get back into things and read cards with very long text that, you know... Oh, that was one thing that kind of came up with some friends, was the debate on... So I got some friends that kind of were like, oh yeah, do you remember like some of the games you used to play around this, right? And I was like, oh yeah, like totally. Oh, it's okay there. Right? And of course... Because we, like, obviously were, like, chatting and stuff, and I was like, yeah, but have you seen, like, what some of the stuff does now? Like, some, like, the Yu-Gi-Oh cards and stuff like that, like, nowadays, it's not even about you actually, like, playing decent cards, it's just whether you get your combo on turn 1. And then people look at me like, what? I'm like, yeah, genuinely, like... most people win on turn 1 and turn 2, or, like, turn 3, or they will surrender by that point because they can't, they know they can't do anything. And I'm like, really? And then you look into it and like, yeah, like, games don't last that long in the Yu-Gi-Oh formats anymore. They really don't. Which is kind of ridiculous when you think about it, right? I say that with the sense of, like, it's ridiculous because when you really start thinking about, like, that stuff and, like, how much you're meant to kind of keep people engaged with what you do and all that stuff, like... I can't take any of those. I guess we're selling some interesting stuff then. Just get relaxed, we don't need it. I can go because we've got plenty of those. That and that occur, so they can go. That, we got plenty of those for the moment. And I guess that's fine. I'll keep doing that. Again, put you to there. Put you to there. Cool. So yeah, you get like all this cool like combo stuff, and that seems really interesting. But then, like, you just alienate half your audience because of essentially you've created a game mode where people don't really need to have friends to play. Like, I'm not going to argue like whether that's a good or a bad thing, because like at this point it's just kind of whatever, right? But for me, it's kind of, I feel like it's almost impossible for me to say get a big enough collection to start enjoying and playing the game because of the limitations that now are currently like in place. Yeah. We probably shouldn't be looking to leave this floor soon. Cool. It's kind of become the reason now why, like, I don't think I'll ever... Well, maybe I will one day. Maybe I will. I don't know. But, like, I feel like I wouldn't play Hearthstone for a bit. Because there's such now a higher barrier to entry for me to get back into the game. I'm kind of like, is it worth it? Like I genuinely don't know. And that's like a bad thing against the game or anything. It's just... like, I didn't have the time and the investment to keep playing a game like that. And like, no offense, but I enjoy my single-player games more than anything. We'll just leave, actually, now. I think we've got everything we need. Take our money, sell what we need. Then we can give the seeds over as well, which would be a good idea. And see what we can make from everything else, but we've got some more cores. We can get those done. Oh, yeah, and I should be able to. Town upgrades. Buy the banker. Why not? He's just there. Doesn't even have a building. But yeah, like, every game requires you to put, like, a stupid amount of time and effort into it. And I'm like, I really just don't have the ability to do that. Oh, cool. I can actually upgrade that. If I wanted to already. No, it requires a cause. Don't do that. Even that requires all the cores. They all require cores, so I can't do it straight away. Yeah. I need to get, like, the metal bars then, don't I? This is going to be a problem. So before we do anything, let's just dump all our resources in. Except the cores and my shield. Keep all the rest of the stuff. I guess this shield can go in here now and we just take something out. And the cores can go in there as well, because we're keeping hold of those for the moment. These got to be sold tomorrow. Not today, tomorrow. Those can go away. Keep my broom. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what, like, most companies are thinking or what their plans are or stuff like that, but they seem to have this attitude where, like, they just generally just do not care anymore if their plans fail or succeed, and they blame everyone else. And like, if I was an investor, I'd probably be pretty annoyed right about now, right? Got lots of stuff to sell. Before we do that though, just double check. Do I need to... Actually, I can upgrade my gear. Is there anything else I want to buy for my actual store? That is the next thing. Can I buy the upgrade? Yeah, I gotta increase the population. And I guess the salesman. We have bought all these final upgrades down here. There's one more upgrade to go, and this guy. What does he do? Yes, I am Edward, a new citizen of this marvelous town of Rhinoka. I like to call myself a broker. I deal in capital, making your gold work for you. Invest in my business ventures and I'll make you a richer man. I'm busy with other business at the moment. Come again in 6 days and we'll talk again. Okay, 6 days, dude. Don't know, I might have to come up with a proper voice for him. And then remember it, because I will forget it completely. Okay, let's work on selling stuff. Let's work on selling stuff. Well, I can sell some of your items. To the shop. I will take 30% of benefits, but you'll be free to do a dungeon at battles. No. Ah, so yeah, I can use her to just allow her to run the store. Oh yeah. Quest completed. Nice. That has been done. They've been paid. Let's add those in. And we'll start adding all the new stuff I've got as well to see what the actual money I need is for these things. So, what... Where do you sell? 32. So, do I see? Yeah, 3,200. I mean, how would you guys count that? Would you say that's 3,200 or would you say that's 3,200, right? Like, what are your ways of counting? Because, like, for me, I'm kind of like, eh. Right? I'll count if I need to count. 500 was way too low. So, fire gems. That was too low. Let's put these at 1,000 then. And we'll see. And I'm kind of interested because, like for me, I've always been a bit on the weirder side when it came to numbers and stuff, and my brain will just do whatever it wants, you know. When it comes to like counting things and stuff like that, right? No idea why, but it'll just decide, oh yeah, okay, today we're going to count numbers like this. Like, I'll count hundreds with just saying what the units and stuff are instead. So 500 is too little for that, so I guess we'll put that up to 1,000 and see what happens. Right. 2,000 was a little bit too much, so up to 3. Desert history. So let's do like 5-1. Even those were cheap. I'm like, that's what I mean. Like, I was at this point, and I would look at stuff, and I'd be like, have I just like got nowhere to spend the money on except like upgrade materials and stuff? I know I played this game like a lot at one point, and I really should like remember like half the stuff, but I really don't. You know. Let's just whack you up to 4. And that will put you up to like 7 and just see. Who knows? Maybe that's the perfect price. Okay, they're way too cheap. Okay, what are you going for? That was cheap at 300, so guess we'll put you at like 5 then? And see? Got a thief. We have a thief. Just gonna have to watch him. Okay, we're getting somewhere with the pricing. We're getting somewhere. That's always good to hear. So that was at 100 and they were still too cheap, and that was 300, so you got to 300 then. And dust. Anybody? No? Dust? I guess we'll sell that for 5 then. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, looking at a lot of different stories and stuff recently, and kind of discussing on like if these are even doable. I don't think I can get that because, yeah, I don't know where I can find it yet, and I haven't seen it. So if I haven't seen it, it don't exist. I've been missing doing like ridiculous voices and stuff, right? So the 3200 was already great. That was 7. So let's put these at 6 then, shall we? I miss doing dumb voices. I used to do it quite a lot to wind people up or stuff, or you know, get myself into trouble. What would you like? Magician's Puppet. Well, we're probably going down those quite a lot, so I will accept that. Okay, that's too expensive. So now you go to 5. We shall see. I've got a lot of stuff I need to sell. Maybe I should like do 2 days worth of selling. Or just allow the profits to dwindle and let the my assistant take over. You're not happy about that. Interesting. Ah, low, that's why. So if these are low, they... That would explain why I was not selling them. At 2,000, those can be quite low, so let's do 1,900. And then put that down for... I guess like 4? And see? Yeah, I've been looking at like how people kind of like design characters and stuff, because I want to improve some of the things I do with like D&D and things. So I kind of been focusing around that, which has helped out quite a lot, and like helped me kind of like develop more interesting characters by keeping them both simplistic with more complicated like underneaths as such. Well, not really like complex, but you know what I mean, like the motivations and the ability to understand them are a lot more simple in comparison to like what people might believe, you know? Because I don't believe in making characters like overly complex or overly complicated just to try and get stuff done, right? Like it doesn't work like that. It kind of makes characters either boring, obnoxious, or they just don't really gel with. And I kind of mentioned this with... And also kind of like when you learn stuff about these characters also kind of has an impact on that. And I mentioned this with Eternal Strands, which is actually a good game. Like, if you've got Game Pass and stuff like that, I recommend, like, if you kind of like the sort of Monster Hunter-esque type gameplay, but you're not really too keen on like the constant gathering of resources and stuff, then 100% it's worth a bit of a download and a mess around with and see what you can do, right? Not saying it's perfect. Like, so much happens in the story, like happens early on, that I think the story doesn't really get a chance to develop, and I don't really blend with the characters as well, because I didn't get to know them as such, right? It's just kind of like a few cutscenes and them talking through gameplay, and I'm like, well, I'm not really paying attention to this at this point. But for like a first game that the developer has released, yeah, like, that's really, really good. You know? I can't really knock it. So I say, well, you know, well done. I enjoyed my time with it. And, like, once you got down to, like, the, sort of later bits into the story where I felt like I was invested enough and I started listening to things, you know. At that point, then, I became more invested in, like, the characters and kind of what they're doing there. And are they kind of generic? They kind of are. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, especially when you want to con it to be as bland as buttered bread. And that's not, like I said, that's not, again, a bad thing, right? So I don't want people to start taking that in a negative fashion or stuff like that, because you want to try and have a game that appeals for a wide audience early on, especially with like your first release, and you don't really want to alienate anyone for no particular reason, which I think they did a good job at. But yeah. Anyway, we've sold everything we need to. We've got heaps of stacks of dosh. In 6 days, we can go see the banker, Edward, and see what we can do with there on the broker. And yeah, I guess we'll leave it here for today. But yeah, I've got more challenges to complete. Go through those. Hopefully we can start upgrading all my materials and stuff. And get further on down the next dungeon. But again, if you do enjoy these videos, do leave a like, subscribe to see more. And I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.